everybody, welcome to the Waldock Way. I'm Jessica. Today's video is going to be some game schooling tips for how to get more play into your homeschool days. So I know that we are all really busy homeschool mamas who want to make sure that our kids learn everything they need to learn, and sometimes it seems like playing games just cannot fit into our days. But I'm here to tell you they can, and I'm going to tell you a few different ways of how that can happen. So my first tip is for the type A mom that is a big time planner that needs to check off those boxes. And for you, my tip is to replace one subject a day with a game. I know that sounds kind of like outrageous, but hear me out. So each day of the week, you're going to pick a different subject. You can make, the plan so it's the same every week. For instance, like Monday is math, Tuesday is language arts. You do you, however that needs to be. But each day of the week, you're going to pick a different subject, and for that day, you're going to replace your curriculum. Yes, I said it, replace your curriculum with a game. So for instance, let's say Monday is math. When you sit down to plan on Sunday, you are not going to plan math curriculum on Monday. You are going to plan a game. Now you can let your kid pick that game, or you can physically plan the game that goes along with your curriculum. That's up to you, how much leeway you want to give them. But you are not going to plan curriculum that day, because here's what's going to happen. If you go, oh, I can do curriculum and a game, which I'm not saying you can't, but chances are you're going to run out of time, your kid's going to lose steam, and you're going to end up doing the curriculum and the game's not going to get done. And then you're not going to have played a game that day. That is 9 times out of 10 what's going to happen. So the way you can do this and still get what you need to get accomplished is by selecting the right games, having good games on hand, and by planning ahead. So let's say that you have a first grader and that they are learning addition and subtraction. So on Monday, when you replace that curriculum, you're going to pick maybe a game like Sum Swamp, where they're rolling dice and they're doing, addition and subtraction. They're practicing even and odd. They're counting their spaces. There is tons of math in that. Your child is going to feel like they got away with murder because they don't have to do their math that day, and they're going to be thrilled to be playing a game. So they're going to actually want to play, more and do it longer, and they're going to be doing more math than they probably ever would have been doing with the curriculum, and they're going to be doing it with a smile on their face. And then at the end of the day, they still did the same things that they probably would have done with the curriculum. So by choosing the right games, you can still check off that box that you did your math that day, and still feel good about the fact that you academically got accomplished what you needed to accomplish, but that you can, as a mom, feel happy because you got to play a game and you did it in a fun way. And so here, what's really cool is that by the end of the week, you will have still done all of your subjects every day, but you will have also played 5 games, because you will play a game a day for each subject. If you were like, no, that's not happening, that's too much planning, I can't, do that. If I play a game for math on Monday, my child's not going to want to do regular math on Tuesday, which there's kids like that. I get it. And maybe you like to get in a rhythm and stay in a rhythm, and that's fine too. So for you, you're going to do your curriculum 4 days a week, and you're going to have a fun game day. So let's say Monday through Thursday is curriculum, your normal curriculum, your regular schedule. And on Friday, you're going to have a game day, a fun day. That gives your child something to look forward to. And so you're going to have a game for every subject that kind of maybe reviews what you've learned that week. And you're going to play them all in one day. So let's say, for instance, that I have a first grader who's doing addition and subtraction. They're learning beginning letter sounds. They are doing herbs and science. We're learning about botany and herbs. And we are studying the United States. We'll just go with that for now. So I would pull, for instance, my Friday would be Sum Swamp, letter sequence, wildcraft, maybe game of the state, and then I would pull probably some sort of logic game like Outfox, something that made them think. That would be my game day. That would be what my game day would look like, because then you're still getting all of your subjects in. You're still playing your 5 games, just like if you had done a game a day. You're just doing it a little differently. You can also just let your kids choose games. I mean, they don't have to be, by subject, but I'm just trying to give you tips for how to feel like you're still checking off all those boxes. If you are thinking right now that I have lost my mind and that you are doing curriculum 5 days a week and there is no way you can skip a subject a day or skip a whole day and I'm nuts and I don't know what I'm talking about, then my suggestion for you would be to pick up some single player logic games. And in case you have not seen, I have a game school playlist, which I will link up here, that lists all of my game suggestions by subject, and there's even a video on single player logic games. And what that's going to give you the ability to do is let your child play a game by themselves. So as you are maybe working with one child independently, your other child can be playing a game and, doing some logic and brain training. And then when you go to work with that child individually, your other child can be playing a game. So they're still, probably playing a game a day. They're just doing it in a different way. And that's okay too. Some kids are better playing, single player games. I would invest in probably 2 or 3 different games. They're not playing the same one every day, but that is still gameplay. That still counts. If you are still thinking that I've lost my mind and that, your homeschool days are for your curriculum and fitting games in just is not going to work for you and you just don't know how, then I'm still going to say, let's bring back the old-fashioned family game night, because family game nights are amazing. Put it on the calendar, make sure everybody knows about it, and plan it. Plan it once a week, plan it every other week, once a month. If that's all you can get to is fine. Something's better than nothing, and don't skip it. And the way we do family game night is everybody in our family gets to pick a game. So when we sit down for family game night, we each go pick either our favorite or whatever game we want to play off of the shelf. And that way, if the game you're playing right now maybe isn't your favorite, you have your game to look forward to. And here's my little homeschool mama secret to you. If you really want to sneak some education in there and you want your child to, practice a skill as your pick, you can pick the game that practices the skill you want them to pick. But that's just our secret. Don't tell my daughter. Okay, my very last tip for you is accessibility. As homeschool mamas, we stick books everywhere, like bathroom, kitchen, car, bedrooms. We put books everywhere. Why? Because we know that if it's accessible and if it's right there, you're more likely to pick it up and read it. The same thing applies with a game. I mean, I'm not telling you to put a game, in the bathtub, because if it's not waterproof, you're going to ruin it. But the more accessible a game is, the more likely you are to play it. So on Sunday night, when you're planning, pick out your 4 or 5 games that go along with your curriculum and put them wherever you are most likely to be. Your coffee table, your dining room table, your homeschool table, your kitchen island, wherever you all congregate together, put the games there. You are more likely to play them. And even if you only play 1 or 2 because you snuck them in whenever you had a chance, that's still okay. We have even sometimes set up a game and played it over multiple days, versus playing, in one sitting. And that's okay too. There's many people that do puzzles that way. It's okay to play games that way, especially like chess, one of those where you want to think about your moves. Set it up, sit it on the kitchen bar, and every time you walk past it, the other player can move a piece, and before you know it, at the end of the week, you've played this like really advanced game of chess. And that's fine. It's another way to do it. Another accessibility tip that I have is portable games. So I have these plastic photo boxes. I buy mine from Michael's because I buy the big briefcases that 16 of these go in. But I keep every card, dice, small game, trivia deck that we have in one of these because they're durable and I don't have to worry about ruining boxes this way. And pretty much every time we leave the house, I throw one of these in my bag. Because that way, if we're waiting at a restaurant, at the doctor's office, or anywhere else, I can pull a game out and we can get a little gameplay in. Even when we're in our car, we do trivia decks a lot in the car. So those are my accessibility tips. Unless, I have one more, unless you are a game schooler like me, who has so many games that sometimes you tend to forget what you have. Or maybe you just need a more visual representation. And this is something I did recently that I'm in love with and has helped us a ton. And I made a visual inventory of all of our games and I separated them by subject. So this way, if it's, I need to see what math games we have, I can just flip right to this page. I can see. I don't have to go to the shelf. I don't have to look through my boxes. I don't have to do that. I flip to a page and I can see. I can also let Emily pick by looking at it. And when we can say, oh, we haven't played that game in a while, or, you know, maybe, oh, that game is really not my favorite. I will also say something else that I did, if you happen to do this, for my logic games, is I put a little asterisk for the single player ones. So down here you can see that there's an asterisk on these. These are all the single player logic games. And I did that so that if I say, oh, I really need to, you know, make a phone call, or I really need to step out, I can say, Emily, pick one of the single player games to play. And she doesn't have to say, oh, mommy, is this one player? Oh, is this one player? She can look at this list, go, oh, this is one player, and then she can go get the game off the shelf and play it. So those are my game school tips. I hope that one of these helps you get some more games in your day, and happy gaming.